Murray movies. Yeah, I was watching as many Bill Murray movies as I can get my hands on.
Why Bill Murray?
Because you know what? I just wanted to know if he was a good actor or not. So I went out and I watched Castaway, St. Vincent. He was a character in Fantastic Mr. Fox. He played
Was
he was in a
Bill
lot of
Murray in Castaway?
Yeah, he was the main character of Castaway.
I thought that was Tom Hanks.
That was Tom Hanks.
I don't know, I might be tripping.
No, that was Tom Hanks. Guy who played Forrest Gump.
Right? Like, I thought that was the guy in Castaway.
Oh. Okay, I was watching as many Tom. No, I swear to God,
I was like, Bill Murray, the guy.
I was watching Groundhog Day, and I watched.
Yeah, the main character in Castaway is Tom Hanks, Daxter.
Why does Bill Murray and Tom Hanks?
I really thought that was Bill Murray.
I swear to God, he
Bill
looked like
Murray
the exact goddamn person.
I can see the confusion because he does kind of look like Bill Murray in that movie, to be fair.
So in Ghostbusters.
Oh, he doesn't.
Bill Murray movie.
Yeah, that is a Bill Murray movie.
Okay.
That Groundhog's Day is a Bill Murray movie.
I watched Groundhog's Day. That was a weird movie. Actually, Groundhog's Day was fucking really weird.
Well, there was another one was Stripes. Stripes is a Bill Murray movie. It's a good one. It's one where he goes in the army.
Is Saving Private Ryan also Bill Murray, or is that Tom Hanks?
That's Tom Hanks.
Ah, okay.
All right, so I'm gonna start the podcast now.
Damn, that was a intro.
Yeah, I recorded it. I still recorded it, so it's fine. Welcome back to the Shid podcast. This is episode 13. My name is Elijah. We got Daxter and Ethan here. We are all talking about movies today, guys. Movies. And Daxter has been watching Tom Hanks movies thinking it's Bill Murray. So, that's funny.
You know, we're gonna I don't know how this even happened. What movies was Tom Hanks in? Let me see if I got any mixed up. I watched St. Vincent, and I liked
Did you
St.
watch
Vincent.
Terminal?
Yes. Remember, I was telling you about Terminal not too long ago. That was the guy. It was based off of a real story.
Yeah,
where
Terminal is Tom Hanks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, St. Vincent did have Bill Murray. Wait a minute. Tom Hanks. Okay.
Just that goes into the void.
Yeah.
He still look exactly the fucking same. Okay.
Okay. Okay, Daxter.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about all these Bill Murray movies? What have you concluded about Bill Murray from the Tom Hanks films you've seen?
So, the way there was kind of like little to no explanation about like his life or what he's got going on, just that he kind of cares about time. And then all of a sudden, you know, he gets on a plane. He right before he gets on the plane, he gives his wife a gift, like, don't open it until I get back. That's pretty much like, oh yeah, you know, I'm never coming back. But and then the plane crashes. You get to watch this guy jump up in the sky and hit his head against the roof of the airplane, which is pretty bloody and pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
And then he gets thrown outside of the plane with like this inflatable fucking raft. And this inflatable raft, he's sinking. He inflates it, and it goes right up, super up to the surface. And there's a giant wind turbine sucking him into the like all the water in the ocean. And he's like fucking right next to it, and it explodes, and he somehow survives. But it's like this scene, then the next scene, then the next scene, and then he's on the island. we have a very short time, it feels like, on the island because there's a bunch of massive time skips.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, I'm gonna build a raft. I'm gonna build a raft, and I'm fucking getting out of here. And he brings his Wilson with him. Wilson is this like since he worked for like FedEx before he got in the plane crash. He's like going around collecting all of these boxes.
I don't think he worked for FedEx. I think those boxes were just also being shipped on the plane.
I'm pretty sure he was a FedEx worker at the start of the movie because he was packages and time and making sure everybody loads all the packages up right.
Maybe,
but like
corporate FedEx workers.
He gets hurt a bunch, but it never adds to the plot. They kind of just never bring it up again. And then like he gets saved by this shipping thing out in the middle of the water while his raft is sinking. And then his wife left him and had kids.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess the moral of the movie at the end was like, you can, even though you were gone for such a long time, you have the chance to restart and do everything new. You could go anywhere you want. But I don't know. I feel like it did more substance to the movies. And that's kind of what I felt for a lot of the movies. Like when I watched Groundhog Day, there didn't feel like enough substance for me either. Like it doesn't explain why he has to go.
It doesn't even go into it at all why he has to do that.
How he ends the time loop.
Yeah.
But it cool scenes in Groundhog Day that I really appreciated. Like as soon as he figures out I can do whatever I want, he just starts like going on a high-speed police chase and driving across the train. I thought that
exactly what I would do. So. But if he goes to jail, does it break the cycle?
He went to jail at the end of that, and then at time he woke back up in bed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna go rob a bank.
He did.
But what's the fun in that? Like, you just go rob a bank, and then like that's it. Like you don't get the money. The next day, all the money's gone, and it's like it never even happened.
He used the money that day to get like a car and dress up like Clint Eastwood.
Oh.
See how far you can go in one day.
I haven't actually sat and watched through Groundhog's Day, so.
Me neither.
On Netflix.
It is?
Yeah.
I don't have Netflix anymore.
Oh no, wait! It's free on YouTube. That's where I watched it.
Yeah.
I watched fucking American Psycho recently.
Oh,
I've never seen it.
It's like, it's the most like bizarre type of movie ever. Like it starts off like normal and like everyone sitting at a table, and you could tell that like they're all super rich, and they're just like whenever they're talking around, I don't know why, but it just sounds like they're going business stuff, business, yes. Because they're just going and like, hey, is that guy still handling the Fisher account? Blah, like blah 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 blah. And then like I'll go ahead, jump a few scenes over and show like just like Bateman working out, the main character, and then go a little bit further into it, and like it'll just be like him walking down the street next to a girl, and then the very next scene is him at the dry cleaners trying to get a giant red blood stain out. And it's just like, at first it's like kind of unsettling. It's like you kind of know what happened to that girl, but like it doesn't show anything. And then as the movie progresses, it just like starts showing like out of nowhere the main character just start killing people. Just for no fucking reason. Like he'll go ahead and like walk down the street and then stab a homeless dude for no fucking reason. And then like he goes and invites him, like one of his co-workers that he's like having somewhat of a feud with out to dinner, and then like takes him back to his place and then puts a fucking axe in his head.
Oh,
cool.
Wow. And then he
Sounds
goes,
like a good movie.
And he cheats on his fiance with like a couple of like I guess they're like low-level prostitutes, and makes a fucking porno out of it, and then chases them around with a chainsaw.
Oh, All right.
Like he, and then by the end of the movie, like, Patrick Bateman is just like, getting like an ATM, getting more money because he's super rich, and then like he sees a lady walk next to him, and he just pulls out a gun and shoots her in the street, and then he sees a cop, and he shoots the cop. He starts running.
Whoa.
Have you guys seen the Halloween Ends movie?
Oh no, not yet.
I watched it. It was okay.
Okay,
It was
I watched
okay. There wasn't
So
as
the-
much killing as the previous movies.
So the one that came out like 2 years ago, back in 2020 or like 2019, was the one where like the main character is fighting the guy in the house, and the one last year or the one after that one that I was talking about is like where Michael Myers escapes and goes on a rampage through town, and then the whole town goes and beats up Michael Myers, but the whole town loses against Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Which was kind of stupid. And then this one that you're talking about is a sequel to that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot to keep up with, and I feel like he's just a normal guy.
Do you want spoilers or no?
Is it a worse ending than the last movie?
It's the last movie, so
Oh, it's the last movie in the whole thing?
yeah.
Okay, then I'll probably watch it on my own.
Okay. I won't tell you what happens then. Okay.
Oh.
I still have not seen any of the newer Halloween movies.
Oh, really?
Oh, you haven't seen
Yeah.
the 3 new ones?
Yeah.
That's
We
crazy.
can watch it on Wednesday, Daxter. I need to go ahead and get my car fixed still, so.
I was watching St. Vincent. That's a Bill Murray movie. In that movie, he plays as a Vietnam War veteran, and he's this grumpy old guy who's this neighbor to Miranda McCarthy, the girl who played Tammy. But she has this kid, and then she's a doctor, and she's never home. And this kid is getting bullied, and he loses his keys and his cell phone and his wallet. So he ends up having to be babysit by St. Vincent. And St. Vincent's this grumpy old guy who takes him to like horse races to gamble his lunch money, and teaches him how to fight and stuff. It's this very like heartwarming movie with like these really good scenes. And then St. Vincent and the little kid like win the lottery, or like they win like $2,000 and off of like his lunch money or something because he won the horse. And like he gives this kid and St. Vincent's in hella bad debt right now. Like he doesn't have money. Like they'll beat him to a pulp or whatever because he's a gambler. He's fucking broke. But he takes this money that he won and he puts it in a savings account for this kid. I'm like, oh, that's so nice. And then time goes on, and he goes back to his house, and then like the loan shark's there, and he's like, let's beat him until he's just about dead. And then right then and there, before they could even touch him, he has a stroke, almost like it's planned perfectly to the T.
Almost like
He
it's
has
a movie.
He collapses in front of him, and then the loan shark disappears, and you never see him for the rest of the movie.
That's just that. He just thinks he's dead, so that's it.
That's it. That's just it. But St. Vincent goes to the hospital. He never talks the same again. He's kind of, what the fuck, Ethan? No, I don't want to see Tom.
Oh my god. The timing on that, that was out of nowhere. Okay. Alright, okay, continue, Daxter.
St. Vincent has a fucking stroke. He kind of doesn't give a shit anymore. Like, you don't know me, but it's Tom Hanks or Bill Murphy pretending that they've had a stroke. Like
Bill Murray.
Yeah, it's Bill Murray.
Bill Murphy.
But like, he takes the money out of the kid's savings account. Vincent does, and he gambles it away and loses it. Never tells any about it. Never gets in trouble for it. Never gets any repercussions for his actions. Those savings he gave up for that kid, they're all gone. Never told the kid. That kid's gonna one day find out that he's gonna be older, college, and then there's nothing.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked.
That's unfortunate.
In the end, like, he gives this big story about, like, what is a saint, and like, because he goes to this like Christian school, and like a saint is just somebody who devotes their lives to helping people. And he's like, yeah, this guy, Saint Vincent, he's my neighbor. He's grumpy and old and mean and smokes and drinks and gambles, and nobody really likes him, but I'm gonna call him a saint because, you know what, he fought in World War II, and his wife doesn't remember him, but he still goes to visit her every day and pretends that he's a doctor, which is kind of weird, but I don't know. I think it was a good movie. I ended up crying at the end, and I don't really cry to very many movies, but I thought that was a really good one.
Yeah.
And it's on.
I don't have Netflix anymore.
Damn.
Yeah.
So by proxy, I don't have Netflix anymore.
Yeah.
Got Hulu.
Yup.
Watch Solar Opposites.
Oh yeah.
Okay, was there Polar Opposites? I haven't seen that yet.
The third season's not bad.
Oh yeah. Like, I'm
Yeah.
always there for the wall plot, like the C
Oh
plot of the
yes.
wall.
The wall plot is
They
great.
did advance the wall plot. It's kind of like what the fuck at this point now. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but because you need to watch it.
Okay.
The wall is there. The wall is still fucking going. Although,
Okay,
the last
like,
episode, I have
imagine
no
that
idea.
happens to you. You just get shrunken by some alien teenager and put in his fucking wall to live with other people that he's shrunken. And you're just his experiment. And you're just like what do you do in that
Hundreds of
situation?
people in
So
there.
there's a window on the wall where Yemulat can see you.
Yeah.
I would get as many pigments and colors to paint the window and send a message, so that it could be a whole message that Yemulat could see and can't erase because it's on my side, and it's like something like fuck you, let me out. Or like,
Young
"We
your
want
lads
more
have
beef,
to go
more
ahead and open it to clean it to stop saying fuck you, and then that's when you strike and attack him.
Yeah. He can't stop all
Everybody-
of you.
Everybody climb out when he tries to put in the food, and we'll all climb inside of his ears.
Yes.
He doesn't have ears. He's a plant-based life form.
Oh my god.
He photosynthesizes.
They don't have balls.
He's got mouth. He's got a mouth and some eyes. We could claw those out.
Yeah.
Climb
his mouth
inside
out.
his nose, and then like go down his trachea, and then like fuck
Did you
his
get-
lung.
Huh?
Hey, go. I'm talking to
Oh.
my neighbor.
Ah. Okay.
Okay. I recently discovered the art of card counting in blackjack.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, that's the movie 21 you were talking about? I've
Yes,
seen that movie. That movie is fucking great.
It is a really good movie, right? Like, and it's based off of a story. There's a real MIT team that sent out and won billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Like, in a fucking blackjack at a casino. And I think it's so cool. Like, literally, there's one mathematically correct way to play blackjack.
Yes.
One correct, and a computer figured it out. There's this whole graph that gives you every possible hand you could ever get in blackjack, and it tells you exactly what you should play and when, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a game of skill. It's a game of being right and wrong.
It's a game of math, is what it is.
Exactly. And blackjack.
If you're
is
counting cards, guys. Not condoning counting cards. It is. I don't know if it's illegal, but it's very frowned upon, and you probably will get beat up by the casino staff. So,
It-
if you're gonna learn how to count cards, do it good.
Mhm.
So you don't get caught.
Yeah, if you can't count codes, get away with it. Don't get caught.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's not illegal. You're technically given the same information as everybody else on the table. You're not touching the cards.
It's not illegal, but it is frowned upon, and the casinos
yeah.
do not like it.
Casinos have a right to refuse service to anybody because you're a private business.
Yeah.
So as soon as they find out that you're doing something that they don't like, even if it's not illegal, they can say, "Get the fuck out."
Yeah.
But
That's why you go to another casino.
Well, technically, in the state of California, gambling is illegal. So, you know.
Well, that's wild. There's a lot of casinos around me.
blackjack lets you get a
Well,
1%,
that's because they're on Indian reservations.
1% edge over the house. That's all you get. That's the best you could get. But it's still a game of like it's the most skill based, or it's not luck based if you do it the right way. Like slot machines are entirely luck based. You know, bingo entirely luck based. It's blackjack that where all the mathematicians and the fucking nerds go to hang out.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's so like there's 6 decks in a normal game of blackjack, but like I like to I have like it's very complicated. But whenever you see a high card, like a 8, no, I think it's 10 through ace. It's -0. Oh my god, -0. Okay, let's start. What I just said is -1. And
So are you trying to explain how to count cards right now? Because a lot of people are not going to understand it.
Okay, but like whenever you see a high card, it's -1. Whenever you see a low card, it's +1. And whenever you see something in the middle, like a 7, 8, or 9, it's a 0. And you kind of don't count it. So whenever you get like a bunch of low cards in a row, you're statistically more likely to get a high card because the count is high, right? So then that's when you would bet higher and then win more. And when the count's lower, you're less likely to get a high card, which means you're more likely to get low cards, and you're more likely to bust, and the dealer's more likely to get what they want. So then you want to back out and then not touch that shit with a 10-foot pole. And like learning about how all this stuff works is super cool. Like it's obviously super stressful. Like when I was watching the movie 21, they were like trying as hard as they could to get you to remember this like tiny number. Even when like you get ice dumped on you or you get super distracted, you just get right back into it. It's this crazy thing where like people just like casinos make billions and billions of dollars every year, and they're a scummy fucking business. Like there's no they're trying their best to manipulate you and get you drunk to just have you spend more money and keep you there as long as possible. It's fucking predatory business practices, and I feel like it should to take some money from them.
Yeah, but they don't think it's okay.
No, of course not.
If you're winning too much, they're kicking you out of the casino. Just cuss.
Which is crazy to think about.
And they're not even going to pay you what you won. Like,
sometimes that does happen, yeah. It's technically illegal to confiscate money from you. Those chips are declined as money, and there's kind of like a unsaid contract whenever you play blackjack and get those chips that they kind of have to cash you out. But yeah, sometimes they do withhold them. So
They're just stupid. So stupid.
Yeah.
That's why you don't gamble, kids.
Never gamble.
but I want to gamble. I'm not even 21 yet. Let me experience it first.
Listen, okay, it loses all of its hype after you turn 21.
I know, okay. So let it lose all its hype after I turn 21 then.
Listen, okay, just don't become like the people who are like shaking to try and gamble.
I'm
like,
probably not. Probably.
Oh,
okay.
My coworker was just about his neighbor was this little old lady who had like shaky Parkinson's, and she was smoking until the day she died with this cigarette like waving around in her hand fucking 7 miles an hour. And then like she was also a heavy gambler, and she like used to have a bunch of cars and houses, but she lived in this tiny little apartment building, and I guess lost it all to gambling, and she was a regular man. You know, like it's so like it's really sad to think about how this old lady spent her whole life and died fucking gambling and smoking. Like it's that predatorial and addictive of a business practice.
Yeah. Just the thought that one day you might hit it big is like...
Win $1 zillion.
Oh yeah, that's exactly why people play the lottery. Like someone the other, just the other week, I think someone just won like $2 billion on the lottery.
The fuck?
Someone in California won $2 billion on the lottery. He got taxed and only, well, I'm not gonna say only. He got 800 million out of it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
They took that much in taxes?
They took $1.2 billion from him in taxes.
What the fuck? That's over half.
Yeah, that is over half of it in taxes. When you that's how much they tax it when you win the lottery. But I can't say shit because he still got $800 million. All right, that's like
what's winning the lottery?
That's life-changing amounts of
that
money.
is
Right
so
there.
much money.
Yeah.
That is almost $1 billion.
Like, what would you do with $800 million?
I would probably buy a house, a car, and then put the rest into investments.
Yeah, investments. Like rich people
Put the rest into the stock market.
You pay somebody to pick out the best investments for you to go into, and that's how you do it.
Exactly. Which ones are going to make me
money.
the most money, guy?
I mean, yeah, that would be the smartest thing to do. Or you can gamble it.
Or you could gamble it. Wins money gambling, spends it gambling. I mean, technically the stock market is gambling too. So, if you think about it. You know what I found out the other day? Okay, do you guys understand how a 401k works?
No.
Okay, I figured it out the other day because my boss told me. The money that they take out of your check to put into your 401k and they match, it goes into the stock market, and you have a chance to get a lot of money when you retire. You have a chance to be completely broke by the end of your retirement because your 401k, you could just have terrible investments in it.
But you don't get to choose those investments?
You do get to choose the investments. Yes. But if you don't know the fucking stock market and you pick bad investments, you could just be broke at the end of your life.
I thought it was like they're putting the money in like a separate little bank.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
What the fuck? What's the point in like retirement then?
I don't even know, man. All I know is having a 401k doesn't guarantee you're going to be able to retire.
Dumb as fuck.
Which means we're working for the next 50
Which
years
means
of
I'm
our
putting all
lives.
of my money into gold, because that shit will just keep going up in value.
Oh my god. Dude. My car is almost in working condition.
Almost.
I got to start Pearl Blue, but Manny hasn't put in the starter yet.
Woo!
New tires, 4 new tires the day before Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Expensive. That was too
Yeah.
much.
Tires are expensive. I bet those tires were fucking expensive on that truck too.
Yeah, it was like $500.
Jesus Christ.
I have a massive fucking oil leak. I don't know how to fix that.
Has Manny even looked at it?
No, I try to get him to. He's fucking doesn't do
Yeah,
anything.
that's the thing about mechanics. They'll always like go to work all day and work on shit at work, but when they come home, they don't want to work on their own shit.
But I need it.
Yeah.
That's just kind of annoying.
That's just how
I mean, like,
mechanics
I
are.
understand it.
That's how my dad was. His truck and his car
went
went to shit because he never worked on it because he worked on cars all day. He didn't want to come home and work on his own car.
That makes sense. You're doing it all day.
Yeah.
Same thing with dog groom. We're dog groomers.
Yeah.
We're watching dogs
You guys
all
let
day.
your dogs go to shit because you...
We have 2 German shepherds, and my mom just fucking shaves them all down.
All the way to the boat. Like,
They're fucking naked
yeah.
during this.
Give him a lion's name.
That's what they have. Yeah, their head isn't touched at all. It's just their body that's shaved, and their tail gets
Okay.
too.
Get really big poofy face.
What other movies have we seen lately, guys? I've been playing. Wait, you finished yours.
I watched Eight-Legged Freaks the other day with my family. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie. It's a good fucking movie.
Spider movie?
No.
Yeah, it's a movie about giant spiders because, like, this guy was driving down the road and he had, like, radioactive waste in his truck or whatever, and there was a rabbit in the road and he swerved to try to fucking miss it, and one of the radioactive waste barrels fell out of his truck and into a pond, and then there was a guy who just happened to have a spider farm nearby, and he was collecting crickets from this farm and feeding them, or from this pond, and feeding them to his spiders, and they were getting super big, and then they got too big, and they were like the size of dogs, and they fucking killed the guy who had the spider farm and broke out, and they got bigger, and then they were like the size of like buildings.
So they do use radiation. They use radiation for growing crops. You see, they have this giant field, and in the center of it is like a hunk of uranium, and then like they plant circles of crops all around this field and this uranium. And the thing is, 90% of these crops die, but like every once in a while, this radioactivity causes a mutation in the plants that makes it more beneficial for humans, which is really cool. Now spiders, they probably wouldn't just grow bigger. They would either grow gross, ugly mutations, like extra legs, extra eyes, or like weird spindly things, or they would just die. And it would take a very, very long time for something to grow to be that big. But,
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? It's a movie, and I enjoy the movie. The acting is god-awful from every single actor in the movie, but it's a decent movie.
And you disbelieve.
How many Resident Evil games have you guys played?
I have played... What's the one that's like in a double pack on the Switch?
It's 0 and the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I have that one. That's all I've played from them.
Ethan?
I've not played any of them. I think I played Biohazard, Resident Evil 7, like for a little bit, and then I stopped for no fucking reason.
Okay. I played Biohazard. I think I beat that. And then there was the one after that, Resident Evil Village. I'm playing through that right now, and that got me into more Resident Evil games. So I didn't like Resident Evil 1 and 0 because the tank controls and the way that they move relative to the camera, and like the camera moves every fucking 30 seconds is frustrating.
Yeah.
So I got a little bit through Resident Evil 0 directly after the train part. There's no save, and you get thrown into this like fiery place filled with zombies, and I almost always died and had to go back to where I last saved and fight the boss over again, which was frustrating. So I never did that. But I just got Resident Evil 4, where you play as Leon. It has weird controls where if you turn the left stick left and right, he kind of just like turns his head left and right. And then if you like move forward, then you move like it's fucking. It has weird tank controls, but the camera is set behind his back, so it's tolerable. But I'm having a lot of fun with it because it has this like red dot sight system, which I don't see very often in video games. Like most often, it's just like a reticle, But this time, it kind of feels more like I'm more like I'm getting into the game because I have to focus more on aim, and I'm always out of ammo. But I played like Revelations on the PlayStation 4. I thought that was an okay game. All the monsters look the same.
Yeah.
Do you ever see the Resident Evil movies?
I have not.
They're completely.
I saw one when I was a kid.
Completely different from the game. They're like this weird action, like sci-fi thing, where they're like jumping out of windows and doing these cool flips and shit. But the actual game is like this like clunky survival horror where you're going super slow the whole time solving puzzles. Like they could not be farther apart from each other. Guys.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen the movies, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're definitely very, very different from each other. I kind of go ahead and look at both the games and the movies as like almost like separate IPs, just because of how different they are. Even though I don't really like indulge in it and like watch it, I have still seen a little bit of both of them, and like they're very, very different. But not in, like, cool enough or entertaining enough to, like, really get my attention.
Mm-hmm. There was this one movie I saw in theaters, but directly after it came out of theaters, it got put on Netflix. It was called Army of the Dead. And it's, like, this weird zombie movie where, like, they're trying, or, like, all of LA, or,
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas gets covered in zombies and they have to put a wall around it, and it's they put up that wall super quick relative to the outbreak.
Yeah.
And that whole world that fucking has zombies in it. So they dealt with this apocalypse situation fucking right quick. This is the first zombie movie I've seen where it's like, oh yeah, we dealt with it this time. It's contained. We're gonna but like they're sending in this team to go rob a casino or a bank of tons and tons of money. And then that movie got a sequel that has nothing to do with zombies. And
It got a sequel?
Army of Thieves. And I haven't seen it yet, but I'm kind of interested in it. But I think it's a prequel. I think it takes place before that Army of the Dead. But I want more answers to Army of the Dead, because Army of the Dead had zombies with like blue eyes, like they're robots, you know? Like, explain that to me now.
Explain it.
Well, maybe it does.
What?
Maybe it does explain it. We don't know. We haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, I haven't. So, I wonder if it is on Netflix.
You will have to show me next time I come over.
Okay. You guys hear about Elon Musk?
What about him?
What about him?
So he bought Twitter, right?
Yeah.
And then he fired like 11,000 employees.
Yep. And then the rest of them like quit.
Yeah, and it turns out he needed some of those guys because he doesn't know how to run Twitter. And if you fire somebody who has this specific job to know how to operate and run Twitter, those are in short supply.
Yeah. So there's like not very many of those people.
I heard Twitter had a button for whenever you apply. It says accidental firing is the reason why you're coming and asking for a job today. And I feel like isn't like you can't fire somebody without reason, you know? And if there's accidental hiring,
I mean, he tried to lay them off, I think.
Like, what the hell?
Because he was trying to cut down the cost of Twitter. He didn't think that they needed that many people to run it. But he was wrong.
And then he said, okay, guys, everybody can now pay to get Twitter blue and get a little blue.
Before, though, he did say before they were charging people like $800 and you could buy it. So it was only like rich people who really wanted the check mark who could get it. So now...
But now because it's $8, right?
Yeah, it's $8. $8 a month. Boom.
So, what happened?
Prove you're not a robot.
A bunch of people impersonated
Satan is verified now.
Giant company. Got him verified. Make him look more realistic. I think my favorite thing that I saw was the insulin company. Fucking, I forget their name.
Oh yeah, that was
this
so
insulin
fucked,
company.
Though.
They faked being this insulin company and said, "Good news, guys! Insulin's now free, as it fucking should be." By the way,
yeah.
Why are you charging
exactly?
For insulin? And then the stock market for insulin dropped. I
think that's great. People are using Twitter check marks to fucking to like change the stock market. They are controlling the stock market.
So powerful.
Imagine if you had your 401k in that, and then
Oh,
someone
man.
fucking did that right.
You had
as
your
you retire.
401k and insulin. You're about to retire, and boom, someone says that insulin's now free. You lose all your stock. You're now broke. You're like, you gotta work another 30 years. Like,
Oh,
And then Elon Musk says, "Hey guys, this was a bad idea. You can no longer pay for Twitter Blue.
yeah,
No one can check mark right now."
yeah.
Oh my god. I feel like that's just amazing. There were other things that happened. I just can't remember them off the top of my head.
Did you guys hear about what's happened with Kanye?
Oh, I heard.
yeah. How is his defender going to defend
Like,
him on that?
he has been saying a lot of like Nazi shit, and he is like defending Hitler and shit, and he got banned from Twitter recently. And a lot of his brands are like no longer associating with him.
Yeah, they're like dropping Kanye, and like
Yeah.
Adidas dropped Kanye.
What if he did this
Right.
as we didn't have to deal with paparazzi anymore? He's like, you know what? I don't want to be famous. I have all this money. They can't take it from me. I'm gonna cash out. Hitler.
You know what? You know what? Good if that's what he's trying to do. Good on him. You know.
I feel like that's the perfect plan.
Just say, I don't want to be famous anymore. How Hitler on live TV.
On God.
Goes to fucking Alex Jones and says, I want to go ahead and, have this platform to say Heil Hitler. And then just, like, a face cover does it and then, walks out with $1 million and then cashes out. Lives life unfamous.
That's it. Easy as that. This was planned.
Oh,
getting
I
fancy.
finally edited the last podcast yesterday, and because I finally got a good editor, so that's good. But whatever we said after my computer crashed, it didn't record any of it at all.
So we did this whole bit where
There was
we
a
were
whole bit that we were talking about stuff that didn't record.
we were going through and trying to find which Rule 34 had the least amount of porn.
that bit got recorded. That bit's in there.
Oh, it.
That bit and the one where we did like, you say a superpower and someone has to fuck it up,
Oh, okay.
Well, at least that bit got in there.
Okay.
Good shit.
So I'm 21 now.
I know.
Yes, you would.
I know. I turned
No
21
more
in 16 days, I believe. Yeah, 16 days.
But like I can go wherever I want. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Wherever I want.
You can go wherever you want and buy whatever you want.
Not really whatever I want. I can't buy whatever I want. That's. But
I mean,
yeah.
kinda.
I mean, within the amount of money that you have.
Yeah. Within the amount of money that you have, there's not very many things that it is illegal for you to buy.
Do with this power. Just an axe next to my climbing gym.
There's a what?
An axe throwing pub.
An
You get
axe throwing pub? You get drunk and throw axes?
That sounds like fun.
That sounds like the greatest thing in the world.
What? We gotta go try that out, Ethan.
That sounds
Why didn't we
amazing.
try that the last time we went down to Sacramento?
Because it was an hour drive to. Oh, you know what? Because we had Kelsey with us. Next time.
Oh yeah, you can't get. You just leave her in the car while you guys go
No.
get drunk and throw axes.
We'll do.
I mean, we did that whenever we went into
But that only-
dispensary and then skipped it out.
the axe throwing pub. We're planning on staying there for a while, I imagine.
Yeah.
So we'll go on a men's trip.
Yeah, a guy's trip. Eli, you gotta go ahead and fly out here for that.
Yeah, I'm coming in January, guys.
January?
Coming
Yeah.
in January.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Next month.
Don't know.
That way I'll be 21, and yeah, we
Do
can go
not
have
forget-
some fun.
Do not forget your magic Daxx.
I
whatever
will
you
not. I guarantee I won't.
do. Good, because I need to kick your ass.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Like it's been like so slow at my work lately that like the other day, since we were all just sitting around base doing nothing, I whipped out my magic cards and we all started playing Magic.
Cool.
Nice.
Got like 3 games in.
Nice.
I mean, obviously I killed them all, but in Ethan fashion.
Of course.
Yeah.
I wrote a whole essay in work today. Not work today, I mean yesterday. It was slow, and they put corner market for a few minutes, so I just wrote an essay.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
What do you do in your spare time working at corner market? I just try to manifesto real quick.
Yep. It was about a painting that I made for homework.
Nice.
Yeah,
A painting
beautiful.
that by the way, I wrote the essay before the painting.
Is Kelsey there now?
No.
Ah. What
Got-
the fuck? Well, okay.
All right.
Oh,
All right. What are we talking about, guys? What's
I
next
don't
on the
know. I
list to
forgot
talk
what
about?
the topic is.
When we're talking about movies.
yeah. We're losing viewer interest as it goes, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, losing my own interest as this goes.
Oof.
Ugh, yeah, that's a pretty big blow. Yeah, okay, well, hey, what superhero do you think would be most destructive on what drug?
We already talked about Superman on cocaine.
Yeah, Superman on cocaine sounds very destructive. I'm thinking like the Hulk on steroids, probably.
The Flash on speed.
Oh my god.
Nah, I'm thinking Bizarro on meth.
Yeah.
Okay. See, he's just got bad breath already, you know. And I imagine.
What
him as
about
just that-
what about
like
like
how-
Doctor Strange on
know.
meth?
Doctor Strange on mushrooms might do something.
Oh wow. No, Doctor
Okay.
Strange on acid for sure would be great.
Dude, he's gonna go ahead and make, like, everything fucking go super colorful and bring everyone into a mirror dimension for no reason.
Yeah.
And just gains out.
Sobriety.
Huh?
Rick and
What?
Morty on sobriety.
Rick and Morty on sobriety.
I mean, I think Morty is more or less,
Sober!
sober. Morty is more or less sober throughout most of the show. I mean,
It's just Rick.
If Rick were sober, he would be a destructible force that was unstoppable.
Rick is already an indestructible force that's unstoppable drunk.
But he also cares, and he also doesn't care because he's in alcohol. You know, he kind of just like I don't know how to explain it.
He's
If
an alcohol.
depressed, he's a
He
mess.
says alcohol yummy. Listen, okay, you shouldn't shame the man because his favorite drink is Jackson, okay?
What is Jackson?
Yeah, are you
It
a person?
is-
He's just out
the
here
fucking
drinking a guy.
whiskey.
Sounds kind of gay.
Yeah, he turned the dude into whiskey.
He's just drinking Jackson.
Drinking Jackson. Drinking the neighbor down the street. Bro didn't stand a chance,
Oh God.
but he sure does make a fine bourbon.
Yeah.
Would the guy have to be from Tennessee in order to be considered bourbon if he was turned into a liquor?
I don't think bourbon is specifically from Tennessee.
Hmm.
I think bourbon can be made wherever you want to make bourbon.
Have you guys seen my new comic book post yet? For Mac and Bill.
When did you post it?
Morty.
Days ago was the newest page. So I got the police barging into the house and searching the house. And this newest page, they dug up the body and found Bill's body first and instantly accused Mac of murder.
Ah.
And Bill's still alive in the basement, and they're about to go search the basement. So
Okay.
I'm really excited for what's going to happen next.
Okay.
Okay.
If the
That's
author is
cool.
excited, it's probably going to be pretty good then.
Yeah. I think right when Bill time travels for the first time, I'm gonna call that the first comic book in the series. I'll stop drawing more pages for a while, and I'll spend some time coloring this in and making some prints of it. And I think I'll do that because I can work and I can color it in, and then I have a copy machine at my school that I can
Just make copies of them.
make copies of them, yes, and I'll staple them together. I'll have a real comic book.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I love it.
Then you can show people a real comic book when they come over, not just papers.
Dude, and then you got publishing.
Then you gotta publish it, okay. Once you publish it, you know. Then you'll hit it big.
I don't know about that because it's technically a sequel, but the sequel never got line work or color or even any help.
Publish the prequel.
Published the prequel in black and white.
And the prequel.
Yes, it'll be 2 comic books side by side. It'll be a large graphic novel series.
Yes.
It's a saga, Bill and Mac.
Yes, and then people will eventually probably want to ask for more, so, you know, make more
No,
adventures of Bill and Mac.
no. This is after. So what I'm gonna do is pretty much the ending to this comic book. I've talked with you about this. It's essentially like I have this giant rift in space and time in like the fabric of the universe that's just tearing open larger and larger and sucking in more of the planet, and then all of the gravities of all the planets next to each other just start to collide, and it essentially like destroys the planet, and everything kind of just resets and everything's gone. So like it's the ending I have planned. It's kind of like the end of Bill and Mac for entirety, because the idea of the original comic book was the consequences of time travel. And then this one's kind of like the consequences of time travel and what we could use it for to help us against global warming. But if this does ever get famous, I would want to use it for my next comic book. I've already been planning so many comic books, you know? Like I have Sea of Souls and planned, and I have some written down. It's like Jesse Catman, this pirate, and it's like this spiritual kind of pirate story where if you die in a spiritual place, or like mostly the ocean because it's a very spiritual place, your soul separates from your body, and then your soul gets kind of like sucked off into the ocean to go do something else, you know? But these characters, they stole their soul back and put it back in their body like they possessed it, which is breaking like a moral rule. Like you're supposed to be at peace when you die, and if you're not, you're kind of hunted down by these spiritual beings. And like if you're in the ocean, like you're being hunted down by these sea creatures and kraken and giant monsters basically at all times, because you're a cursed one. Like you're basically marked by on like a spiritual level, because you're damned. But this character, when he was young, his mother was stolen by these ghost pirates, and soul was used to fuel as gas and fuel to keep all life in the ocean alive. And he's like that shit was stolen, you know. I like so his whole goal of this comic book is to get this compass that directs him to like this perfect spot where this like power source of the ocean is, and to steal it and to destroy all the ocean and all life and all just pretty much everything, because this is fueled by something immoral. But in the end, like after all this adventures and him meeting up with all these characters and people, I wanted him to just be like at peace and leave his mother there to keep fueling the planet, because like it's actually a good thing, you know. Even though she may not have wanted it at the time, she's accepted it. Just I think that'll be a nice story. And then I have another story planned about my spiritual journey, and it's basically just a comic book about like my life, where I would be a self-insert and my family would be, and like it would just be going around like us going to graveyards at night and fucking with the spirits, you know.
That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah. You gotta do that one time we took Danny there with a Ouija board.
Oh yeah, we were Ouija board. I was 10 feet. I was like fucking 50 feet away.
Yeah.
Like,
you didn't want to be near it. You were like,
nope.
if I'm near it, Mom's gonna know.
You already knew.
She already knew anyway.
Well, hot damn. I wasn't there for that.
Yeah. We used to go to, I was inspired by the guy. What's his name? Jonah. No, whatever. The guy who sold his soul to the devil. Right. There was folklore that he used to go to graveyards at night in order to let the ghosts guide his hand and teach him how to play guitar. But he was also playing with a master guitar player, and that's how he learned. But Eli and I were just planning on going to Knight's Landing in the middle of the night with a guitar and a bunch of people, so we could just play guitar in a graveyard. And then this guy walks out from the corner of the graveyard, no flashlight, no phone, just kind of chilling in pitch darkness, walks out from out of nowhere and says, "Hey, you guys need to go. I'm waiting for somebody." I'm like, "Okay, goodbye. I'm out." We were not there for very long.
Might be a drug deal.
I think it was a drug deal, yes.
Nah, it was the devil.
Guitar while he's making a trade in the pitch darkness.
Yeah.
Listen, he's probably just trying to go ahead and score some of that sweet, sweet crystal.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
I mean, it was a graveyard in the middle of Knight's Landing, California, which I guarantee nobody who is listening to this knows about, except for us.
Or maybe people who you've told about the podcast and they grew up around us.
Guys, we have 12 subscribers now.
Oh shit.
Ooh,
My
wow.
god.
Who the fuck are they?
Are they our friends, or are they
I can check that after we finish this.
Damn, you can't check that on camera.
I don't want to check that on camera.
Why not? Just go ahead and fucking give away who's all subscribed.
Yeah.
I think that would be funny, but oh well.
I don't know about that.
You're a professional podcast.
Here is your name in our podcast.
Like, I know we got Sky, and we got Geo.
Yep.
Shout out to Geo. Yeah, Geo.
Geo's our biggest fan.
Yeah. What about you, Bubba?
Alright.
Is that
Alright, I think we are done with the podcast today, guys.
Right.
That was a good one, I think.
See you next week.
Alright, yeah.
Peace.
We'll see y'all next week, guys, I guess.
Maybe we're not consistent.
We're not very consistent. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I don't know. Maybe. See ya.